Hi there, this is Henry Kreuter, and I'm coming to you live from a Wyndham hotel. It's a very nice Wyndham hotel. It's in Delray Beach, Florida, and it has lots to offer. It has a restaurant built in across from the pool. That's a very nice restaurant, not cheap, but it was completely full last night, the night before Superbowl Sunday. And they have a yoga studio where there's an outside company that comes in and offers yoga class and wellness, and they've got their other facilities also in this area. And it's a nice decor. You can take a look here and you'll see, very nice entranceway. It's got a cafe over here. It's got an area to work on your computer over here. And it's got a nice parking lot, your normal stuff that you'd have at a decent quality. This isn't the Ritz. This is what you'd call a decent quality hotel. Now, why would someone want to invest in a hotel like this? I'm guessing this hotel is either redone within the last 10 years or built in the last maybe 10 to 20 years. Very nice place. The owner owns several hotels, and why would he want to buy another and acquire more property? Well, I'm going to answer some of those questions for you in this video. And I will be talking to that owner to see if he's interested in a project that I have available in Southern California. That's a golf and hotel resort on a nice piece of property surrounded by 3- and 4-star gated homes inland in South Florida. So when people hear that, they wonder, why would I want to buy a hotel on a golf course? We're in 2020, Superbowl Sunday is today, and so why would somebody want to buy that property? What I'm going to share with you that in the economy, of course, we have great booming economies, and then we've got the mid-level economy, which is, could be stable or could be moving towards higher low, and then we have a low, somewhat dysfunctional economy. Now, if you ask a man like Warren Buffett, when is a good time to buy? A man like Warren Buffett, who's made billions in the stock market since starting back in the 50s, he would tell you that there's always a time and a reason to acquire a particular stock. And he looks at different industries, he looks at different companies. He really has the game, and you can watch his videos and read his books about how he operates, and he's fascinating. He's very successful at it. So someone like him, if you said you had a golf course in Florida, he may not be that type of buyer, but he would know what questions to ask about that. So to share the story, I'm going to tell you about the country of Spain. The country of Spain, when I first lived there in 1997, had an economy. The entire GNP of Spain had less gross revenues than the 10 square miles that is known as Hollywood, California. So if you imagine Hollywood and all the videos that were produced in 1997 in 1 year, and that were sales and revenues generated from the motion picture industry, the video sales, the product sales, more than the entire country of Spain. So that's pretty impressive. So in Spain, I have an interesting story about a property, and that is a property where a friend of mine and his company, they knocked down an entire city block in 1999, and this is Spain that has had a weak-ish economy for a few decades. So you wish they could have a little bit more because it's a wonderful place. They've got good people, hardworking people, but the economy has been in a weakened position for most of the last 20 years. So 2020. Certain industries have done well, but as a whole, the country of Spain has not been seeing really good times for a good part of those last 20 years. There have been some good times, of course, but most of the last 20 years, it hasn't been a booming economy. So how did they make money knocking down an entire city block and building condos and selling them? So I'm going to start out with that. I'm going to see during this talk if you can figure it out. So the golf course that is currently available in Southern Florida, as I mentioned, surrounded by gated communities. It has a Whole Foods. It has other things to offer. It's a community with high schools, young people, bicycle areas, sports for you, shopping, restaurants, all the normal stuff you'd want in a town. And it's in South Florida where it's nice in the winter and nice in certain other times of the year when there's a breeze or, cooling off with rain and what have you. But it's hot in the summertime. But guess what? It's not a senior area of Florida. It's not just for seniors who may not have the budget to spend a lot of money. Not saying all seniors have that situation, but the senior population is known for being tight with their money. This is not a senior community. It's a regular community with normal families and, yes, some seniors, but a lot of kids going to schools. So it's a normal cross-section of a population. And it has a golf course that's for sale with a hotel, and they've got the entitlements, according to the owner, to build a 400-room hotel, knock everything down that's there, build a new clubhouse, a new restaurant, do some updating to the club, the course, and a fitness center and the whole deal. They've got it all initially approved. Initial approvals are all done, entitlements are done. So the engineering, the architecture for the new hotel, not yet done. So why would someone from the outside or a local developer want to take this on? This brings me back to the story of Spain. Now, Spain has, as I mentioned, people living there, a good number of people, probably in the order of 50 million people living in Spain. And so, do these people play golf? They do. They go out to the restaurants, hotels, do they travel, do they buy things? They do. But in this particular economy, my friends, as I mentioned, they bought this tract of land, they knocked down everything that was on it, and they built condos, and they sold those condos from 1999 through 2000. They sold all of them out. And this is what I would call 3.5-star, not 4, not 3, 3.5-star condo association with pickleball, squash courts, and paddle tennis. And so what they did is they took a city property in Granada that didn't have a lot of room, and they did the most they could with that. So there's not a lot of green belt, but it's nice sidewalks, nice landscaping, and the paddle tennis and the pickleball, that type of stuff, minimal, and then parking lot underneath of those structures. And so how did they do it? Where do you find people? So the answer is people want to live in a nice place. So if you have competition, how do you beat the competition? Where you have better value for people. And that's one of the answers of what you do with this golf course. So in an economy that was doing okay in 1999 to 2000, they knocked it down, they built a nice place, and people moved there. They wanted to leave their places that were 40 and 60 and 80 years old or more. In Spain, goes back thousands of years. The city of Granada goes back thousands of years. So why would you want to do that? Well, you want to live in a nicer place. If you're a young person, you want to live there, or you want to raise your family in a nice place. So now we go to Florida. About 1,000 golf courses in Florida. Tons of hotels, tons of tourism. Is the summertime a good place to be, thinking about filling up your restaurant and your hotel? Not really. It's a slow time. So where's your market for a golf course and hotel? The same thing. The local people who live in Florida year-round will provide your market for the restaurant, for the golf course, for the hotel. And you have to get them there with the same mentality. You build something that's nicer and different than what their other options are, and they will come. Remember the movie Field of Dreams? Build it, and they will come. But if you provide good value and you have a nice place and you have a different ethic. So the ethic that I'm coming up with is the non-corporatized, non-security cameras everywhere, the staff members having the ability to operate from a point of intelligence, knowing what the protocol is, having the ability, like the Borscht Belt in the 1950s, to be humorous, playful, normal, to be themselves and not to suffer the consequence of somebody calling up the corporation or the manager at the hotel and complaining about them and firing them. Having a management system where you have employees who are trusted and taught and following the general protocols, but are allowed to show personality. Personality is important, and that, I believe, is what's lacking in a lot of the corporate-owned entities and managed entities in the modern era. You can see that in golf resorts, you see that in restaurants, you see that at Macy's. People are a little touchy because their manager is a little touchy from their manager, is a little touchy from his manager, her manager, all the way up to the top with this corporate protocol, liability, getting sued, all this stuff. In my opinion, you eliminate that, and I've got ways to eliminate that. And if you want to find out more, I would love you to contact me. And not only that, I have a lot more to offer that's space-efficient value, ways to make money on food and beverage that I'm not offering here up front, because I want to put that into the package that is involved with this property to the right owner. And the right owner would be someone with a bit thinking outside the box, thinking that yes, Florida has a situation where for the past 20 to 40 years, there have been some communities that were based on seniors living in a community and playing golf that haven't done well financially. That's not this community. This is a golf course hotel for, yes, tourists, and yes, tourists from Florida, and then the golf and the hotel and the other things that I'm going to offer are from people who live in Florida year-round. And that, in my opinion, is your market. And I'll tell you how to bring those people to this location if you sign the agreement and you allowed me to assist you in this effort, this joint effort that I'm willing to share to the right person. So the right person, again, not a big corporation unless they're willing to think outside the box with a certain division of their corporation, and not to have security cameras everywhere. Maybe you have gates on the way in. Maybe you have a sharing of the rules of this particular property, but people get the hang of it. They get the hang of the culture of the enterprise. They'll get the hang of it, and they'll come there, and they will want to follow the rules because it's fun, and they will also be provided with wellness, entertainment, and good value. And the food, the beverage, the fitness, the wellness, the golf, all of this, they're going to be provided with good value, and they're going to like this enough to come back, and it's going to become part of their routine. So I'm Henry Kreuter, and I'm hoping that you contact me for this offer that has innovation, that has a different structure and culture, and is sustainable, and I hope will bring you profit and good times and wellness in your own life for years to come. So please contact me on the email that's listed below, hkreuter@gmail.com, HKREUTER@gmail.com, hkreuter, like Reuters News Service with a K, @gmail.com. Wishing you all the best in your profitability, your sustainability, your health, happiness, and wellness. Best to you. And let's take one more look at this nice hotel by Wyndham. Aloha.